Hi, Mike Schwarzer here. Let me ask you this. What if the most powerful thing you bring to a conversation isn't what you say, but the space you create? Not louder words, not sharper ideas, just presence, openness, room to breathe. Because sometimes the real magic happens in the pause. And this matters, especially in leadership conversations. Let's sit with that for a moment. Not to rush past it, but to gently step into it. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but what does that actually mean? Well, have you ever been in a conversation where you could feel the other person wasn't really listening? Maybe they were nodding, maybe they had good intentions, but they were already lining up their reply before you even finished speaking. Or have you been on the other side of that, where someone held a calm, open space for you, no pressure, no rush. And somehow, just by being with them, your own thinking became clearer. That's the kind of space I'm talking about. So I'm going to pause in a moment just for 15 seconds. There's no need to do anything. Just notice what shows up when the words, fall away. And give yourself permission to simply be, no fixing, no doing, just being. Here we go. As you come back, hold on to that quiet for just a moment longer. Because this is the same kind of space that can change the way we lead, the way we listen, and the way decisions get made. What did you notice? Maybe it felt awkward or peaceful. Maybe your mind kept moving, or maybe it slowed down just a little. Whatever it was, that space is often missing in our conversations. And yet it's where clarity begins, where trust deepens, where people start to take real ownership of their thinking. We tend to believe that leadership conversations are about what we say, having the answers, being clear, being strong. But sometimes true strength looks different. It looks like listening, like holding the space, like not filling every gap, and like trusting the other person to find their own insight. Leadership, it turns out, isn't just about what we do. It's about where we are leading from. That's the art of quiet conversation. So here's something to carry with you. Next time you're in a conversation, instead of focusing on what you say next, pay attention to what kind of space am I creating right now? Because when you do that, you shift from managing conversations to transforming them. And when that becomes the way you lead, it shapes decisions, relationships, and the systems you are part of. So before we close, just take a moment to step back and ask yourself, what really matters to you? How do you want to show up? And what kind of impact do you want to have on people and on the organizations you are part of? Because the way you show up in every conversation, the space you create for others to think, to feel, to be heard, and for insights to emerge. That's what shapes your real impact. So if you're curious about how more space and presence could shift the way your team connects, communicates, and collaborates, reach out. And let's explore what that might look like. Quietly, of course. So remember, what if the most powerful thing you bring to a conversation isn't what you say, but the space you create?